Hey movers and shakers, welcome to a brand new video. Yo. Hey guys, how you guys doing? I'm Jae Burnham and I am a former professional mover turned full-time YouTuber. And I am so happy to be doing this video. I didn't pre-record a video and be able to upload it. So I'm doing this live one here. And basically what we're going to be talking about is what happened last year and where I am going from here, right? As a person, personally, and as a business, 7FMA. And I've got plans, I've got things that I'm doing, I want to share them with you, and I'm going to do that today right here. So let's talk about last year. Last year was the year that was. It was a hard, rough year for me. If you remember, this time last year, I had a situation where I literally lost everything, all my trucks, all my equipment, pads. Basically, the only thing I had left to my name was my pets, my Diddy dog, and the clothes, a few clothes, and my website. Basically, that's all I had. So I ended up selling USave Moving and Storage, and I decided to go full time on YouTube. So that's what I did. So at the beginning of last year, my house burnt down, and I was basically homeless. I didn't have much left. I was forced to live in a motel for almost 2 months. And in that time, some of you guys actually really helped me out. I told you, I think I wasn't trying to look for donations or anything, but someone set up a GoFundMe page. A lot of you guys donated to that, and that really, it helped me pay for the motel room for an extra few weeks in the motel room. Plus I was able to buy a vehicle, and being able to get a vehicle was imperative, because the fire took everything. It took my trucks, it took everything. It was gone. Everything was gone. And that's a situation, guys, because one fire destroyed my business. Why? Because I didn't do what it took to secure my business. I didn't do what it took to make sure that the business would happen in case of a catastrophe. Now, this is a learning experience for you. Do not do what I did, right? And now you might say, Jay, but what about your trucks? Didn't you have insurance? Well, I did. But the trucks were leased. And per the lease agreement, they were old U-Hauls. They were purchased for like a couple thousand, $3,000 each or so. And I was leasing them. A friend of mine bought the trucks and then leased them to me. And based on the insurance, well, she got all the insurance money and I got nothing for them. So just because they weren't valuable enough, and so on, so she basically got it all. So there's the trucks, and then all my equipment was gone, just toasted. Everything was just destroyed. My computers, everything on my computer. So all my files of my customers, everything. I didn't back it up to the cloud like I should have. I did a lot of things wrong there, and it was a horrible situation. And fortunately, I had a little bit of money, so I got into a motel. And then I made a video and said, hey guys, this is what happened. So I might not be able to do videos for a while. So basically you guys rallied and you guys donated, and we donated close to about $4,000 that I got. And I used 2,000 of that to buy a vehicle to get me around town and start up. And basically then that 2,000, there was another 2,000, which I used to, about 1,300, 1,400 of it went for another month into the motel that I was in. So it gave me another month. And then basically I used the rest of it to buy an office place in a storage facility. Now, I did something you're not supposed to do, but I did what I had to do it, and realize I'm basically the only money I have left to me is what you guys have donated. So, and then, I have no equipment. I have nothing. So trying to rebuild my moving business was a bit hard in the state of mind that I was in. So, By the way, guys, this is a live video. If you're here watching this live, go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment section. I'd like to hear from you. You know, and if you're so inclined, there's a little money sign you can hit super chat, and I'll give you a shout out. You don't have to, just pointing it out. No big deal. Not trying to force you. But anyway, guys, you know, I had that 2000, so that's what I was operating, and so it kind of forced me uh, to reevaluate where you save, moving, and storage was going. So I found somebody locally here in the area. It was actually in Grand Rapids, and I said, hey, let me sell you what I have. Let me show. I had a great reputation online. I had good SEO, had a decent website. So I basically sold that, and I sold that out for a few $1,000s. And then that went south. The guy ended up not paying me. And he actually came to my office and beat me up, and got me kicked out of my office. Basically he lied to the cops. I mean, he is just, his name's Jason Clanigan. He owns New Neighbors Moving in Grand Rapids. He's just a criminal, and I'm calling him out right here. He's a criminal. He's a thief. He's a con man. He's living his moving business is living off of my reputation. If you go to Facebook or Google or anything, all of the plus reviews that he has gotten, they're mine. You can even say, hey, they'll even say my name inside the reviews. His YouTube channel, mine. All those success stories and testimonials on his YouTube channel, all mine. He's living off of my reputation, making money off of my reputation. This guy is just a scoundrel. One of his lead guys is a child molester. No lie, he's not allowed to be within like 500 feet of the of a school. He's not allowed to be anywhere near children. Yet he's his right-hand man. This guy is just and I only found this out afterwards. I found this out after I had to call the police after he beat me up, and they told me a bit about his past, which is unfortunate. Anyway, it's a learning experience, but I had that situation. It got me kicked out. I did find this storage place that had an office, and with a 20 by 10 by 20 storage in the back of the office, which it was at the storage facility. And I turned that into where I lived, and which wasn't great, but it was affordable for me at the time. I'm just living off a shoestring. I'm just doing 7 FMA. In May, I created the membership area of 7 FMA. And that was good. And while I was doing between January and probably August, besides doing the YouTube full time and getting money from the ads revenue, which was about a couple $100s a month, I started in May doing the membership, and that brought in a couple $100s a month. I was also buying and selling stuff, and buying used clothes and stuff like at thrift stores and at yard sales and so on, and then reselling it on eBay, and that made me a few $100. So I was bringing in about $1,000, $1,200, maybe sometimes $100, $1,500 a month, living in this. And I was trying to save up some money, which was hard because I've got this van, which is over 10 years old. It's the amount of money I had to spend, plus I had the rent for the place. So often after food and everything like that, I didn't have a lot left, so I wasn't saving a lot. But then so I was doing that, I got kicked out, and then I found out I got kicked out in August of my office because Jason beat me up, and I literally got my ass handed to me. Won't lie, I gave as much as I could. I mean, they knew that we're in a fight. But I found a friend, and he put me up. I'm actually in the friend's place now, and he did it. And I'm paying him basically the same amount that I was paying for that storage office, and which is great. And not only that, he's a photographer, so he has a studio here. So someone maybe noticed I was in a nice studio, and I was able to do some films, which is really great. And then around that same time, about September, Adarsh Datani, from the creator of Movgeistics, um, uh, contacted me and said, "Hey, I'd like you to come work for me. I'd like you to, come in and help me and do some sales and so on and so forth." And so I did. But I told him, hey, I'm not the greatest salesperson. I'll do what I can. But he's like, "Oh, you're great. You're awesome. You're blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Dude, okay." And then I did some sales, and I did that for about a month or so. And it turned out that I was right. I don't know what it is. I could do marketing. I can market like hell. I could talk to you on the videos. But when I go out to sell, my personality sometimes can be abrasive. And I basically, I don't think before I say something, and I say things that I don't mean to be malicious or to malign or be hateful, but sometimes it comes off wrong. And I did that to a couple of the customers, and rightly so. Adarsh decided, what, maybe you're right. Maybe sales isn't your best thing. So basically, he put me on to customer success manager. So now I'm actually teaching people how to use the system. I'm also doing marketing. I'm following up on the old past leads. I'm going through the old leads from years ago, and I'm sending up the system in our thing, so it's more automated. It's more conducive towards sales. It brings more people in, and we've been doing really successful with that. And I'm actually enjoying that job. And that's a great position for me. I feel great at that position. It's really working well with Movgeistics, and Movgeistics itself has started to really rock and roll. Movgeistics brought in a partner, which is great, and he was good with the sales and everything. And they're hiring people to be in the States. People to be IT guys, customer support in the States. So the people who are using Movgeistics, you used to have to wait because the customer support IT guys were overseas. Now they're here. And Adarsh isn't the only person really handling the people. He can be more of the figurehead and the dreamer and the vision maker for the business, which is awesome. And then the new partner, he's more about the sales and operations. And then you've got me under that umbrella. We really haven't figured out that organization board fully, but it's really starting to see now. And 2020 is going to be huge for Movgeistics. It's going to be huge for you inside of Movgeistics, and it's just amazing. And I might have said too much, but Sal asked, why did the fight get started? Well, good point. Well, because Jason didn't pay me some money. I had booked a job for him, and I asked just for a commission for it, and I asked him to pay me a little bit commission, and he didn't do it. So I kept calling him up, and I in my anger, and I reviewed his company and gave him some bad reviews, and I basically said that he was an unlicensed and uninsured mover, which he was, because he hadn't done what he needed to do it. Even though I had been licensed and I sold him that, he didn't go and get the insurance. He didn't go do it. So he was actually operating off of my DOT and my MC number and my state number illegally, and I exposed him, and he didn't like it. And so he came to my office one day because he had to move in that storage unit, and decided to walk in, and him and his little child molester buddy decided to beat me up. I did fight back, and but I didn't try it. I wasn't trying to fight to hurt anybody. I was just trying to defend myself. But it was bad. He broke my computer. I mean, literally snapped my computer in half, broke my phone so I couldn't call the police, wouldn't let me out of my office. And the cops did absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, those two, before the cops got there, they got their store together. And so it was 2 against 1. And so the cops believed them over me, which is BS. But hey, that's what happens. So that's how the fight started. And that's what went on. So I kind of precipitated it, which if I would have just kept my mouth shut, that's fine. I'm in the process now of talking to some lawyers and to sue them. And so that's what's going to be on the table for 2020 to handle that situation. Anyway, so now I'm doing some FMA. I've got the membership. I stopped doing the reselling because it wasn't. I was spending too much money on reselling, and I wasn't getting enough back. So now I got the job, and they're paying me quite well. So that's great. And just before the beginning of this year, back in December, I was able to save up enough money staying at this place, and with the new job and the new income, I was able to save up enough money where I am now going to get offices for 7FMA. So I've actually purchased, I got a really great deal. I've got like 1,000 square feet with office place with 3 large office rooms, half bathroom, no kitchenette or anything. It's really nice. It's in the town I started in of Grand Ledge, and it's great. And they wanted like $650 for this office. And I was able to negotiate them down to $500 a month. I've saved up enough. I'm going to give them $3,000, pay 6 months in advance. And this will help me actually save up enough money where I can then pay the next 6 months and then so on and so forth. And it's a 2-year lease. But it's going to allow me to have my own studios. So the things that I plan. So I'm going to be doing some training sessions. I'm going to be doing a podcast. So I'm going to have enough money between 7FMA and my job here that I'm actually doing very well now. And very soon, I'll be able to get out of here and live in a nice place itself. And so things are looking up. Right. So the end year started off horribly for me. How do the membership work? Rhonda, you actually, thank you for being here, by the way. Rhonda, I saw that you actually signed up for the $1 trial, and that was awesome. I sent you an email to you, to the email that you gave me, your PayPal email. So if you got a different email than your PayPal email, go to the email that you use for PayPal. And I gave you an email. I sent you an email that tells you how to actually get into the group. And what's included, there's a bunch of stuff included. I mean, if you go to the file section, there's so much. There's contracts, there's waivers, there's checklists, there's BOL forms, there's everything you need to really get started with the moving business. As a matter of fact, I was just reading a comment the other day, and there was one guy that said that he saved several hundred hours in time because we had provided enough of the documents for him that he didn't have to go. All he had to do is go and kind of rewrite, his terms and conditions, his contracts, his BOLs and everything. So go and take it out. Once you go and get that email, go and follow the instructions in that email, and we'll let you write in really fast. And then you can go to the file section and download all the documents as your heart's content. Okay, excellent. So now I'm in 220, and 220 is the year of me. I'm going to build me. I've been wandering around blindless. I quite honestly, the moving business, I lost my passion for the moving business several years ago. I tried to rekindle it, and I kind of did. And I just lost heart. And it wasn't because the business was doing poorly, because it wasn't. It happened to do a lot of things happen. And, I'm 50 years old. This year, I'll be 50 years old. And I don't got a lot to show for it. And I've been reflecting on that. I've been meditating on that. And I've been realizing there's a lot of things that I've done in my past, my personality, which isn't conducive to growth. And so that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take upon myself to build myself this year. So right now I've made a list of 11 things that I'm going to work on me. And when I work on me, it's going to spread to the other dynamics. It's going to spread to my close family. It's going to send to my groups like you guys. It's going to help my business. It's going to help everybody. It's going to help the entire planet. But before I can do anything, before I can, really be where I want to be and who I truly want to be and have and do, I got to build me. So it's got to start with me, right? And I got to start with a real assessment. I am just starting my own company. I listen to your videos all day on repeat. Thank you for the sorry you had a shitty year, but I'm happy you're doing. Man, that's awesome. Thank you, KG. That was a great comment. Thank you. I'm right behind you, buddy. I'm 48. Hey, no problem, Sal. Glad to have you guys here. Anyway, so I'm gonna build me. I'm gonna build me up, and when I build me up, it's gonna be able to the ripple effect is gonna happen to all of my dynamics, to all of my groups, including 7FMA, including Movgeistics. So if you guys don't mind, indulge me. I'm gonna give you the 11 things that I'm gonna work on me this year. These are the goals and targets that I want to achieve this year. These are not resolutions. These are things that I'm putting down in paper, and I might add to this list. I might take away from this list. I might alter this list, but right now this is what I have. So the first one is handle my weight. I want to lose 120 pounds. I am at the height of the biggest I was. By sharing your story is a testimony to me. Blessing. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you. K&G, your attitude is a testament to what you say and lends credibility to everything. Well, thank you, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate that. This is what I'm hoping to do. I hope this is an inspirational kind of video. It's not a tutorial. It's just me telling you what's going on. So anyway, the first thing I want to do is handle my weight. At the height of my weight, I was 320 pounds, right? Size 46 waist. I couldn't find any clothes that would fit me, pants anyway. I could find the shirts and stuff that fit me, but not well. I couldn't get any collared shirts because I can't button them up. The ones that do fit right, I can't button them up. Hey, Juan Carlos, good morning. Question. I want to sign up for your membership. Also, do you think it's a guy who uses brokers? No. Right? Unless you really know who the broker is and you've got a real solid agreement. But I personally would recommend against it, but that's up to you. And also remember, things always get better for those guys that did you karma. I agree. Karma is a biatch, and they'll get theirs, and that's fine. And I'm not, that's one of the things in my list and I'll get to that of what I got to work on. But yeah, I just got to let God do what God does. And how do you get a membership? You go to sevenfiguremovingacademy.co, sevenfiguremovingacademy.co/membership. So it's sevenfiguremovingacademy.co/membership, and you can find everything you need about joining and becoming a member. We've got a couple options. We do have $1 trial for 7 days. So you can come in, look around, say hi, go to the file section, grab whatever you want. If you don't like it, then that's fine. But after that, it is $10 a month. But we do have a $99 yearly membership option, which will save you $20. There is no trial for that. You just pay for the yearly membership. It gives you a 20% discount, basically. You're going to save $20 for the year, and you have every access, right? All right, excellent. Plus, there's, I'm in there often. I'm doing trainings. I'm doing, giving you inspirational quotes, etc. So it's a really good group. It's a really good group. Anyway, so I want to lose my weight. The next thing is I want to work on my wardrobe. My wardrobe, it sucks. Basically, during the summers, I wore shorts and t-shirts. And if I want to be a professional, I got to look like a professional. I got to act like a professional. And one of the things I got to start doing is, besides my weight, I got to work on my wardrobe. I got to work on how I present myself to you, to others, and everything else. Because not only do I now represent the 7FMA brand, I also represent the Movgeistics brand. And that brand needs to look good, right? Not only that, where I plan to go ahead with the plan, where my plans for 7FMA here in this near future, I really got to up my image. Not only that, when you up your image, you up your self-esteem levels. You help. When you look good, you're in a nice suit, and you're looking dapper. And it doesn't mean I have to always be in a suit. It just means I have to look good in the clothing. I got to really up my style, and that's what I'm going to be working on. I want to be, instead of looking like a schlub, all the time. I want to give a good percentage. So part of giving that good appearance, because let's face it, here's a little nugget for you guys. You are judged based on how you look, how your things look, how you look, how your car looks. That's how you are judged. It's a truism. No matter what anybody says, someone's going to make the snap judgment of who you are based on how you look. right? And then they're going to make a judgment of how you act and treat others. And then it goes from there. So, you don't get a second chance at a first impression. So I want to create a first impression. Hey, Rhonda, thanks. I got your thing. So I'll be approving you very soon into the membership once we're done with this video. Okay. Okay, good. So third thing I want to do is fix my teeth. My teeth are rotting out of my head. You might have seen that in my video. See, ugly, horrible. So I want to fix that. Now that I'm making a little bit more money, I can afford some insurance, and I'm going to use that insurance to fix my teeth. It's all about me, guys, this year. So it's handle my weight. So that means lose weight, diet right, exercise. It means improving my wardrobe, getting my teeth fixed, making sure my hair is done. And then I want to start changing the internal dialogue. One thing you guys don't know me is I'm very shy. I'm very my self-esteem isn't very high, and believe it or not, I'm always doubting myself. I'm always talking down to myself internally. I'm very self-conscious. I'm worried. I constantly have a worry of what people are saying about me and thinking about me. And this comes in. Maybe I'll tell the story. If you guys want to hear the story of my backstory of how I grew up, it's pretty depressing, but it is a David versus Goliath happy ending story, I believe. But if you want it, let me know. Maybe I'll make a video on that. Michael, okay, so Michael, come work along hall with me. I work for all of them, and my two crew is made up of my wife's 7 sons. I'm 44, and I started them at 8 years old. Great. Youngest is 15, and oldest is 20. I'll help you. Thank you, Michael. That's really kind of you. But my days of loading and unloading trucks and lumping are over, my friend. Sorry. I'm not interested in that, and I'm tired of the long distance driving and being on the road. But it's a great offer. I do appreciate it. I really do respect you, and truly, honestly, thank you for that offer. But that's just not in my plans for right now. But hey, thanks a lot for the offer, and congratulations. It sounds like you're doing well, and I appreciate you. Anyway, so I got to change my internal dialogue and really start working on that. Again, it's about me. And what I want to do is I'm going to save up. I'm going to buy my first home here in Michigan. Homes are really pretty affordable. You can get a good home, 3-bedroom home for like 50, 60,000. So I want to save up enough money to actually buy my very first home. So just booked a move while watching your live cast. You're bringing me good lucks. Hey, that's awesome. Good. I love hearing that. Thanks, my friend. So I want to buy a home, and I want to start doing a home and have a home and that I can call mine, and they're pretty affordable. And what I really would like to do is find like a multi-family unit, like a duplex or triplex, where I can rent out one side or 2 sides, and then live in a portion of that and continue on, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm thinking about $100,000 or so is what I can afford. One thing I got to do that is I got to fix my credit, because a couple of years ago I had to file for bankruptcy, and that's hurting me. It was a horrible situation. But hey, again, another story for another time. Right. So also, I've got this van, right? I told you earlier in this video that I bought the van. It was for $2,000, and it was a good van. It's getting me around. It's taking me places. It's good. It's great on gas. I've driven it to Tennessee and back. It's awesome van, but it's time to upgrade. It's time to upgrade. So again, you are judged based on your material things and how you look. So I want to start upping that appearance. Not only that, it's going to help my personal self-esteem. I remember when I was doing really, really well, and I was really into this business, I had a Cadillac. I bought a 2005 Cadillac Escalade, and I loved it. Now you might be asking, what happened to it? Well, some teeny bopper texting on her phone decided to rear end me, and they totaled the car. It was still drivable, but they couldn't fix it. So the insurance company totaled it. I had full coverage insurance. They paid me out, but they ended up paying off what the loan I had on it, and that was it. And all the insurance money just basically covered the loan. So I walked away with nothing. Anyway, live and learn. It is what it is. See, there's a lot of mistakes that I made in my business. And when I'm doing these videos, guys, I'm doing it from the mistakes that I've made and the successes I've had. I'm doing it from real life. I'm doing it from I've been in the trenches. I've walked a mile in your shoes. And I don't want you to live like I've lived. I don't want you to make the mistakes I did. And that's why I'm doing these videos. It truly is something out of my heart. When I first started these videos, I wasn't making any money. I wasn't doing this full time. It wasn't my career. I did them out of the kindness of my heart. It wasn't helping my moving business at all, right? Only this year did I decide to go full time and make this into something that could really, really be truly beneficial. So my heart there is for you guys. So really understand that. Now, I want to start working on to start visualizing my future, because that is what I'm telling you guys now, that you got to do that. And I'm doing it because I realize I have to do that myself. And I really need to start putting my future. That's why I made this list. This is part of me visualizing my future, right? So that's what I'm going to do. I got to really start putting that visualization, putting it down and writing, creating a vision board, really specifically and determinedly putting that vision there of where I want to be in 5, 10 years, right? And I want you guys to do the very same thing. I got to connect up with my Lord, my Christ, and my Savior, Jesus Christ. I am a Christian. I'm not a very good Christian. I'm a bad Christian. I still curse. I have an addiction to pornography, which is horrible, that I'm trying to break. It is getting better, but it's hard, that stronghold. Just being very forthright with you guys here. And I need to connect up with Christ again. Reading Bo. I don't know what that means. All right. But thank you. Thank you for the comment. But I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Maybe, can you explain that? Cool. Thanks, Michael. I want to connect back up with my Christ. When I'm connected with Christ, my life does a lot better. When I'm not connected up with Christ, it goes to crap. Reading it. Oh, you're reading the Bible? I'm assuming. Okay. If you are, hey, that's great, man. Awesome. Maybe we can, if there's enough Christ followers up, maybe we can do an online Bible study or something. I'd love that. Anyway, guys, so I talk about Christ and I lose like 7 people. So anyway, guys, so that's the next one. The next one is, I want to read at least 52 books, and I want to read a mixture of business books and personal empowerment type books, like Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi and things like that. I specifically want to look for books that will help me increase my empathy. One of the things that I have is an anger issue. In my childhood, in how I grew up and things, I have grown out of being a very empathetical child. I had a lot of empathy for everybody. I had a lot of love for everybody, but I have grown jaded. I've grown to the point where I'm almost sociopathic in my thing. I'm like Spock. I almost have no emotion whatsoever. I mean, this is how bad. When I was in LA, I literally saw somebody shot dead in the street, and I had no emotion. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't appalled. I wasn't angry. I wasn't scared. I wasn't in fear. I just looked at it, went, whatever, and moved on, right? I waited to the cops, and I did the right thing. Don't get me wrong, but I had no emotion, guys. And, that's not how I want to be. So I want to increase my emotion. I want to figure out what I can do to get back to where I was when I was a kid, when I considered other people more than I considered myself. And that's being in Christ. That's another thing of being in Christ. And right now it's all been selfish, right? And now this is kind of selfish, this whole thing, but my selfishness is so that I can be unselfish, so that I can be generous more, so that I can help more. Another thing I want to do is I really want to rocket my income. My goal for the end of this year is to be making at least $10,000 a month. Now that means that's producing courses for you, producing trainings for you. I've got a thing that I'm going to be developing that I can, a little lead generation thing that I can think, and I don't know yet if I'm going to sell it directly to the public or I'm going to sell it to you guys or how yet, but I've got this thing that I'm doing. I'm pretty excited about. I've been thinking about it. I think it's going to sell, but I got to prove it. Got to prove the concept. The concept's just in my head. Now I got to actually get out there and sell and give proof of concept. And from there, I can develop the method of lead generation. And if you guys are interested, maybe I'll put up a thing and you guys could go, type me in the comments if that's something that excites you about this lead generation. Because if this lead generation thing works, I tell you what, it's a game changer for you guys. Seriously, it's a serious game changer for you. It will blow your competition literally out of the water. I mean, you got your competition that are doing phone calls and they're selling letters and postcards. But what happens if they got something in the mail, your potential customer, that was really significant and really had a huge perceived value far in excess of a postcard? This is what I'm looking at, and this is what I'm developing. And I think based on what I've got, I can really do a good thing. And I don't know yet if I'm going to sell it to you guys as movers, as a lead generation, or sell it to the public and work it out. But we're going to be working. But if you want to hear more of that, let me know in the comments. Reading books like The Laws of Human Nature and working your vocabulary and bartering skills. Yes, actually. Be humble and build up a reputation with other companies. Help them, and they will help you back. I totally agree, Michael. Thank you. Yep, absolutely. And that's what I got. I got a whole library of books on business, on personal development, and so on and so forth. So I want to really rocket my income, and I think I got a plan to do that besides what I'm doing here. And then the last step so far that I have is start waking up at 5 a.m. and going to bed early. So wake up early and then go to bed early. I have a lot to do in the mornings, and I need to start getting up early, going and putting in some exercise routine, making sure that I'm doing my fasting. I need to start exercising in the morning. I'm a morning person, so I do better in the morning than I do in the evening. When I start getting tired, I just start, brain fog. I'm a morning person. I like waking up. So I can actually start waking up. If I start waking up 5, I can start creating a routine, then get myself in this routine. And that's what I'm learning. Right now, my life is just helter-skelter. It's going every which way. So I got to start putting in routines and processes. See, I keep telling you guys in your business to put in routines and processes in your business. Well, guess what? That actually applies to your life. Tony Yee, hey, Jay, a good friend had suggested a book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. I've heard of that book, actually. Short book that took me 3.5 hours, but it's a very good read. Yes, I have heard of it. I didn't know anything about it, but, maybe I'll take another look at it if I can pick it up, maybe I'll get it. One car, leads always good. I'm using brokers. And it's so painful. I understand why. When I buy leads from Billy, Equate, etc., sucks out 6 out of 10 times. That's why I don't do it. I actually did a video about buying leads, my friends. It's not high ROI, and you need to have somebody on the phones 24/7 to be able to follow up on these leads. If you don't have somebody that can call them right away, they're going to get snapped up. One thing you need to understand about the moving leads, the guys who get the moving leads, like Billy and Equate and Quote Runner, one thing you need to understand about the quotes, these lead providers, is they'll generate their own leads, but what happens is they're going to sell these leads to 5 or 6 other moving companies. Not only that, they're going to sell the leads to these other moving company lead providers, right? So Billy will get their leads, and then we'll sell them to Quote Runner, and then Equate Media and all that's going. So they're all selling their leads to one another, and then they're selling them to multiple things. So just because they're only giving it to 5 people, some other companies giving it to 5 different people. So you're not dealing with, you're only got 5 people or 6 people to deal with. No, you're dealing with like about 10 or 100 people for those leads. So it's not a great thing, and it's not very good. So they're very good. I always advocate for any moving company to generate your own leads, generate through networking and referrals, generate through SEO to your website, generate it through your own marketing efforts, especially postcards. Postcards is really good. And I got a thing that's going to handle, my product is actually going to handle all 3 of those aspects. So one product will handle all 3 of those avenues of marketing, and it's going to be a huge killer. So guys, man, I talked for quite a while. I've talked about where I'm going for the 2020, where I've been in 2019. Hopefully, I've given you a little bit of idea of who and what I am and what I'm about. And hopefully it was inspirational because this is what it was. I didn't have a video prepared, a tutorial video, so I thought I'd come and do a live video. It's a long video, guys, so thank you for whoever's been here. If you guys got any questions, I'll gladly answer any more questions or handle comments. And other than that, I'll give you a couple minutes to put in. But until then, I think I'm going to let you go. Right? If I don't get any more comments or questions, I'm gonna bid you adieu for today. Okay. Well, thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. And as always, go and do something great today. Bye-bye.